Well, welcome, fight fans, to another episode of Empire Fight Series podcast. Today's the 10th of October. Fair bit to get through today for the November 15 show we have coming up, our amateur and our pro show. And hello to you, Adam.
Hello, mate.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Busy as usual, mate, I see.
Yep, very busy.
Both of us.
Friday afternoon. Let's lock in.
Absolutely. Well, we've got 12 pro bouts to get into, guys. But before we do that, have a look at this at the moment. So today's Friday the 10th. This will probably get released next week. But right now, there's absolutely Muay Thai everywhere. WA, overseas, Australia. There's lots of great events. We've got Rhino show tomorrow night, J Championship, which is an MTA event which I'm reffing, so I'm looking forward to that tomorrow night.
I did, on that, Darius, I did see a lovely photo of, I think it was Rhino backed by some horses in a paddock with no shirt on.
I didn't see it.
Advertising the show.
I didn't see it.
And it was gorgeous.
Great
For those,
marketing.
I'll get
Let's ask him.
our producer Robbie to drop that photo in the.
We'll send it to Rhino.
in the video. No, man, it was top shelf.
Rhino's doing.
You should do one though. That's where I was going with.
I'll break the
Shirt
horse if
off,
I sat on it.
2 horses. It was gorgeous.
I need to get back in shape. We'll send it to Rhino. But great stuff that Rhino and Rocco are doing with
They are doing some good stuff.
with their amateur shows. Some really good grassroots Muay Thai, which we just love, don't we, Adam?
Yeah.
Grassroots is where it's at. We really want to see these people coming through, whether it's D class or C class. We want to see them coming through to the big pro shows. That's the whole idea. We feed all these amateurs through, and then we kick back, and then who knows? One day you've got your fighters against them, and they're on the big shows, and you know it's great for the state, great for the development of Muay Thai. We've got MTA officials training on the 18th of this month, of
You
which
bloody need it, you lot.
stop it, of which I'm hosting the reffing section, and Abby Nelson will be doing the judging and scoring. And that, guys, is open to all fighters and coaches, not just officials.
Yeah, it's worth going down.
It's worth going. Well, I've done them here before, and you've attended, and I've been out to gyms, but every coach walks away telling me that it was great. So if you're a fighter or a coach, please try and attend our MTA WA official seminar coming up. I promise you, you're going to learn plenty out of it. What else we got? Geez, we've got then after that we've got Gav and Nick's show, Muay Thai Super Series. They got a massive show at the end of October. New venue. Kira, your girl, has got a massive fight against the girl
Amity.
from Rhino's gym, Amity, fresh off the IFMA World, the youth. I think she won the bronze. Very, very strong opponent. Kira's very strong as well.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. We can talk about it now. How's Kira going?
Oh, she's top shelf. Look, we've paid all the bribes to your mob and the officials. We're getting the
Don't
nod.
even say that. That's not
It's
funny.
already been
Spoken to by Adam Bailey.
So no, looking forward to and great to have that opportunity. The girls, the juniors fighting for a state title, and
Yep,
it's good for them,
WBC state
keeps
title.
them, keeps them going. Before they
So many juniors dropping off. Let's
just
get them
right.
excited
Not
while
saying
they're
I
young.
want to give them all titles, but you know what I mean. It's another little stepping stone for them.
Yep, and look, both girls 17. They're going to make waves in the senior circuit next year.
Yeah.
Amity and Kira. Kira's 17 in what I think she said May next year, so she'll be fighting the adult girls. A lot of great pro girls at 59 kilos.
Yep.
Amity as well. I mean, it's going to be great for that
Really strong.
weight division for the girls. So that's Gav's show. Max got announced he's fighting Capitan later this year. I think it's November on the big WBC convention type show that they're doing there in Bangkok. I think it's at Raja, but I stand corrected. I only had a quick look at it. So what a match that is. I'll be tuning in on that one, Adam. That's going to be a great, a great match. Capitan, of course, a bit of a legend of recent great RWS fight. And of course, we all know Max McVicker. So that's going to be a really good one. Rebellion just announced their main event. They got Damon Alamos coming back for their Road to Rajaman. That's on the same night as our show, November 15. So I might have
Buy our pay-per-view. Don't worry about Sai.
So I'll tune in. I'll watch that probably later on in the week.
3 hours different now. You might be able to get both. So
That's a very good
not
point.
Bad. We
There's
buy
3
both. Buy both.
3 hour different. You
Ours
can watch Sai show and you can watch ours on the one night.
Yeah.
Mega marathon of Muay Thai.
There you go.
We've got some great. Sai's got an amazing main event, obviously, and we've got an amazing main event too, which we'll discuss today, which we actually haven't even announced a lot of our main fights as yet, but we're going to talk about it today in the podcast. And just one more, Kim Townsend tonight gets the fight on one, her one debut. Kim we know is amazing, undefeated for 8-9 years, 4-5, multiple sanctioned world champion. So she gets the credit that she deserves.
Absolutely. I think she's an absolute gun.
Yeah.
I just hope Chatri looks after her, and she can make a magnificent career and fight regularly.
Yeah,
because it'd be heartbreaking if she was put on the sidelines like half. But there's a lot of girls at that weight
there's
around
a lot of
Asia.
girls,
you know what I mean?
I
wish
don't
her all
think
the
they
best.
sign them up on the Friday night Lumpini shows. I don't think they're
Roger.
under contract. I stand to be corrected unless it's changed.
But that's it. Who else is she going to fight? She's beaten everybody else.
She's the best in the world. She's got every belt there is. She deserves this opportunity. So looking forward to. I mean, the question is going to be the small gloves. Anyone can get caught. That's the issue.
Yeah.
So how does she adapt to the small gloves? But traditional Muay Thai, whether it's on the back foot coming forward, she's an absolute gun. She's elite, best in the world. So good on her for flying the Aussie flag tonight. And I'll be tuning in later tonight. Okay. Should we get into the card, Adam?
Let's go.
All right. Well, we haven't done the order yet, guys. And to be honest, we are still kind of matching the pro card. I've got a couple more. Hopefully, I'll put together in the next couple of weeks. We are still 5 weeks out. So we've got 12 pro bouts 5 weeks out, which is great. Not unusual to still be matching for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So as it stands today, on the 10th of October, these are the bouts. And of course, none of this will be in order yet until we know the final card. Should we go straight to the big one?
Why not?
Yeah?
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Well, we haven't released this. Announced
Darius
this
Douch
yet.
versus...
Is there a super heavyweight? We haven't announced this one yet. This podcast may come out just after we've announced it. Hopefully that's the way. But we've got the big boys. We've got the 95 kilos plus. I reckon both boys are going to weigh in about 100, 105 kilos. And we're pretty thrilled to have the return of Alex the Viking Roberts to Australian soil, to Perth, after spending his 2 years on one. Got severely injured in his last bout. Was very unfortunate. Ripped the hamstring off the bone. I've done both my hamstrings and they're nasty. I can only imagine what that one was like because that was a good one. So really, really great to have Alex Roberts back on home soil. He brings a massive crowd. He'll pack out the stadium. Don't worry about that, folks. It'll be massive. November 15, and he is fighting from the UK, ranked number 20 in the WBC with a record of 12 wins and 1 loss. Adam.
Yeah.
Pretty good record.
Not
One
bad.
loss at heavyweight, and this guy's actually 105 kilos, so he's super heavyweight. To have 1 loss at that weight division shows that this guy is the real deal. He's real talent. He's a big boy. And coming from London, the UK, from Team Chew, is Ben Mason. We look forward to bringing him out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's coming by tugboat to make it cheaper. Save on the...
expensive bringing fighters from London, isn't it?
Nora. But
That's
no,
right.
good
Survive.
matchup. I think it's great. I mean, you got the young kid coming up. Obviously, fantastic record. Fought on some good shows in the UK. Some MTGP and stuff like that. And then Alex coming back off a spell with the hammy. It's
2 fights in 2 years.
Yeah, it'll be a really good test, I think.
And look, there's no doubt Alex is out for redemption. I mean, Alex wanted, and I'll talk freely here, Roy Wills and I had multiple chats about this, but he wanted the number one. He wanted the champion. But unfortunately, when you've had, I suppose, 2 years not fighting in a sanctioned body, so to speak, because he's been on one, there's a protocol where you kind of come back.
Absolutely.
And the great thing was we got him someone who has such a great record and is ranked in the top 20, so that's great. But it's more than just the 12-1. Ben's got an extensive amateur career, as we know that they do have in the UK, Adam. But the quality of the UK fighters, I mean, is it the strongest Western country in the world? Has it overtaken Australia, France?
Get over it. Listen to him.
Well,
no way. One-eyed Aussie.
Okay.
Alex
I
will smoke him.
I love Aussie Muay Thai,
supposed to
but
be
I'm just
impartial
saying the UK Muay Thai is just coming up in massive leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Probably for 15 years, but for Australians, probably more notably, the last 5 years. And we are accustomed in Perth to having the great UK fighters out with MTGP. We brought out a heap of the top guys from the UK. It's great to see some of those guys now doing so well on one and RWS.
Yeah.
So the talent pool in the UK is amazing, as it should be. The population, Adam.
Yeah, well, they've got
a small country.
They've got a very, very strong junior development process where the kids can nearly fight every weekend. I mean, there is limited head contact when they're smaller, but I mean, still the skill and going to that.
They're still getting in the ring. They're still
getting the nerves,
occasion,
and feeling that and learning how to deal with that.
Yeah, a bit like what we're doing with D-Class. That experience is invaluable. Coaches are telling us how great the D-Class is. It's really helping people kind of settle in before they go right into it. But that's a great bout, guys. We're really looking forward to having the big boys international prestige bout. We've got some big news, some other big news on Alex next week, which we'll come back with the sponsorship that we're doing with him. But really good to see Alex back and to keep bringing quality UK people. And for those that recognise the name of Philip Chu, yes, he is the owner and the founder of Muay Thai Grand Prix worldwide, Philip Chu. He started Muay Thai Grand Prix and runs it internationally across 20 different countries. So great to have a good guy like Phil coming to Perth, Adam.
Yeah, fantastic.
One of the first pro bouts of the night will be Cade McIntyre from Westside Kickboxing. He's got a record of 4 wins and 3 losses, and he's fighting Luke Howley from Control Muay Thai. And Luke's record is 2 wins and 7 losses. And, 2 wins, 7 losses, I've seen Sean's fights and he doesn't lose them by much. He doesn't lose his fights badly. He's probably, had a bit of bad luck along the way, but, still 9 fights versus 7, 3x3 rounds at 70 kilos. This is a great local pro bout, Adam.
Yeah, good match. Good. I think they're probably a footy kick away from each other, those two gyms. So a bit of a local bragging rights down the probably the Hammy Hill Hotel.
O'Connor, the southern area.
The Cardi.
South of Fremantle.
But no, good match. 3x3. They get the 2-minute break.
They get the 1 minute break.
1 minute break, 3x3, 1 minute break. That's a bit rough. Is that your choice?
No, that's how it is.
3x3, need 2 minute break.
I beg your pardon, it is 2 minutes.
Okay, I was going to say, got to get a beer and smoko.
My bad.
Get back in there.
It's funny when you have the girls fighting and the females, they just want that 1 minute break.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, you see them all the time standing up, ready to go. It's another contentious little issue, but
I'll go 2 minutes on, 3 off.
Yeah.
Is that an option?
Oh, don't think so. Don't think so. But you've got 2 strong gyms. Sean Hopley's been around a long time. And, of course, we all know Westside Kickboxing, got a great fluent style. And, Cade's tough, so both boys will come to put on a show, Adam.
Absolutely.
Next one's very interesting. It was tough trying to match Noah. Mm-hmm. Noah Coombs from Monsters Inc. Noah's record, his pro record is 12 fights for 2 or 3 wins and 8 or 9 losses, but he's got a fair bit of amateurs on there as well. I think he's had around the 18 fight mark, but he's come really strong lately. The last 12 months, his Muay Thai's gone to another level. He beat Jackson Miller on Rob Lovett's show down in Albany early this year, which I think was a really big win. Because Jackson's, I trained, sparred Jackson for years. He's just very strong and very technical, coached very well. Jackson is an elite level for WA national, and Noah beat him, which was a great win for him. Very hard to match him. Oliver Olsen from Kick-Ass has saved the day. He has got a gentleman by the name of, and he's making his debut in WA, by the way, folks. His name is Facundo Badoch from Kick-Ass Gym. Now, he's never had a Muay Thai fight before.
Oh, this is an Oliver Olsen special. This is a stitch-up.
Well, he'll have great hands. Don't worry
99
about that.
Fights, 140 wins.
He's got a kickboxing.
Get on YouTube, everyone. Check this kid out.
He's got a kickboxing and MMA record.
Okay.
History. Yep. Kickboxing, MMA, but had many karate.
See, I told you, there's always
lots of karate.
Bloody Oliver.
Don't underestimate those karate low kicks. Their shin kicks are arguably just as good as Muay Thai. They're very hard. Now, most of his fights probably didn't have punches to the head, as we know with competitive karate. That's okay. He's had that in MMA. He's fought with the small gloves. But this is his first professional Muay Thai fight. And he's very tall, very lean.
Yep.
He's going to have reach and height advantage against Noah. But like I said, Noah's come good. When I say come good, he's improved so much, become really strong the last 12 months. So
it will take a little bit longer to click, and then it just falls into place.
It does. That's right. Yep.
Yourself more of a grower, not a shower.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
It's a bit like some of your one-liners that we get to hear along the way.
Feel free to edit all this out, Robbie.
Some of them, I was about to say, we can't repeat. Sorry, folks. This is 3x3 rounds and 65 kilos. It does say 5x3 rounds. It's a 3x3 rounds and at 65 kilos. So Noah's dropping down in weight.
Right.
Predominantly, he's been, I'm pretty sure, 67 kilos, maybe 60.6, 66.6 most of his career. I don't think he's fought much higher than that. But he's dropping. And very interestingly, for next year, James thinks he can get right down to 63.5.
Righto.
So that really changes the game for that division because he's massive at that weight, 63.5, 64. There's some lot of interesting matchups for Noah at that weight next year. Facundo, like I said, got that massive karate background. It'll be really interesting to see what we get out of him. There are some highlights of him on YouTube, and he looks pretty good. He moves for a tall guy. So this will be a really interesting matchup. Okay. Next bout we have is female, pro Muay Thai. We've got a girl from Pursuit. I don't know if you know this girl. Her name is Michaela Jorgensen. You know?
How do you spell that?
Yeah, okay. No, I'm not going to try and spell that.
Yep.
Coached by Brian Harris and yourself, I'm assuming. Does Brian get all the credit here?
More Brian than me.
Okay.
Oh, well, when she wins, it's me.
So if she wins, Michaela, Adam Bailey's the coach. If she loses, exactly Brian, it's on you, mate. You're the coach for her. So Michaela Jorgensen versus Kashala Rogers from Sway Muay Thai. And Kashala is another one who's come up through leaps and bounds, had some really strong wins over the recent 12 months and showing what a great prospect she is. And, you know, if she does win this fight, Kashala, I mean, I'd rate her right up there on the national level. I reckon she's bypassing WA up on a national level, as are a few other girls in WA, obviously at 59 kilos, Courtney, for instance. But a great match. We know how good Sway have been since Carl started there. I mean, they just from the get-go, Sway really just pressed the button.
Yeah, Carl and Lentong are doing amazing things up there.
Yeah. And Lucas Say's coaching there as well.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's coaching there. And, you know, we know how good Lucas Say is. And hopefully we get to see him come back.
Yeah.
Too strong a talent to have him, I suppose, give it away at a young age. But I'm sure he'll be back to fight another day. But Kashala versus Michaela, this is a great matchup. I was really happy with this bout. Really hard at the moment, I reckon, to get real good pro-female matchups, even matchups. And, of course, that's what I want. That's what we want when we match, is those real tough, even female bouts, because we know how good the girls are. We know how much they put into it. So this bout is 5x3, so 5-rounder at 59 kilos. What's the game plan for Michaela, mate, if you'd like to divulge?
No, look, it's top secret, but
secret.
Yeah, it's all around kneecapping.
Right.
Kneecapping.
Okay, weapons as well?
Yeah, stepping on toes. Bites. We'll bite.
Mike Tyson.
We'll bite.
Okay. Interestingly, the records here, Michaela is 6 wins and 6 losses, and Kashala is 10 wins and 4 losses. So a great record also from Kashala. But Michaela, 12 bouts as well. Really, really good. Strong female Muay Thai. How do you think this one's going to go, mate?
Well, it's obviously all us. Do you know what I mean? All one-way traffic. No, look, it'll be a serious test. As I said, that Carl and the team up there are on an absolute tear. Michaela and Brian just moved back home, so let us settle in a little bit. But no, we're just excited. It's a really good match. I don't think. There's no real loser out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Not.
It's just a good old match, and it's probably one of those ones where they're going to fight each other about 48 times over the next. 5 years.
I don't know, mate. I mean, they'll go national, won't they? I mean, there's only so many girls in WA we can fight each other at 59 kilos. You know, so there is Paris Rose at 59 kilos. Was she talking about dropping to 57? I don't think so. I think she's staying at 59. That's a tough bout for any of these girls with Paris, but you know that bout's probably got to happen. You know, moving forward. Yeah. Well, has Kashala already fought Paris? I stand to be corrected. Sorry, I'm not 100%. But yeah, you're right. After that, there's not much left. Courtney Lockley's probably got herself to that national level already, as we know. I think she's WBC national champion now, isn't she? Or she's certainly fighting again for that belt, maybe defending or fighting for it on MTSS coming up. So we know how good she is. So yeah, it's really interstate bouts next for these girls, I think, whether they go over east or as interstaters come over to Perth. Okay, like I said, we'll do this in order, but this is the semi-main event, the next one. And this is about we tried to put together in June, isn't it?
Yeah, cracking fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, injury stopped that one.
Yeah, but anyway, we move on and we've got it here now.
And kudos to Strikeforce Gym. Mark Pease and Jaga promised us, because of the injury, they would do it later on in the year. And here we are, November 15. True to their word, we have Jaga Khan from the Gold Coast from Strikeforce Gym, coached by Mark Pease. He's taking on Keen Lockheed from the Pit. Everyone WA knows Keen. A few people have seen Jaga now because he's fought in Perth earlier this year on Empire. This is one of the best fights in Australia, 63.5, 64 kilos.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
Hard to pick.
Let's look. I don't have their records here. I
don't think it even matters for these two.
Jaga's in the 20s, Keen's in the 20s. Jaga's hit 30 fights. I mean, Jaga had a good win recently. So, you know, Keen's coming off some absolute cracking bouts. Of course, he had that amazing fight on our show back in June. against the great one, Alexei. That was a great bout. So, and actually one thing about that bout is all the talk before it about Keane was the push forward Pitt game plan and the style, which Keane did have. But what else did Keane do? I think for the first time, unless I've missed a few, but he just showed great IQ and fought a different style to what we're used to from Keane.
Well, I think, not speaking out of school, but, I think Roy's a very different coach to Blair. But what you're sort of seeing is, and both fantastic in their own right, but what you're seeing now is not it's a style per fighter. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's got their little thing that I think Roy's working on, which is really
adapting to each.
It's really
good call.
Yeah.
Look, I did speak to Roy, and he was proud as punch of Keane after that bout because he listened to the game plan and showed really good nous IQ, but then came forward aggressively when he needed to. I think that was the biggest thing. He still did that, but not full ball for 5 rounds when he needed to. So that was impressive. See, look, that's our semi-main event. It could be a main event on any show in Australia. It could be a main event on Empire. So we're pretty proud of that one. Great to have Peasy and Strikeforce back. And look out for that one, folks.
Who you got?
Oh, you always do this to me. I match this bout. It's always hard picking a win. I don't like doing that.
Get off. Come on. Let's upset someone.
I think Keane's the favourite.
Okay.
But I think Jaga's a smoky. Well, I shouldn't even say smoky. That's probably too offensive to Jaga. I reckon Jaga could pinch it.
Are you backing Jaga? That's very un-West Australian. It sounds like...
Let me rephrase that. I'm not... Keane's the favourite.
Okay.
But...
Fence post. I think, right up the anus.
It is. I am on the fence. But Jaga is more than capable of taking it. So it's do you like that one?
He's not going anywhere.
That's on the fence.
Come on, mate. Politician.
But what I will
say is it'll be a fantastic fight.
It will be. Yep. So my answer is Keane's the favourite, right? You would think Keane's the favourite.
Right.
Slightly just.
He's your favourite.
And
that's
perhaps
fine.
if the fight was on the Gold Coast, Jaga would be the favourite. So that's how close it is. I'm just saying Jaga could win this bout. And I know the Pitt.
Will he win though?
And I know the Pitt and Roy are not taking this bout lightly.
I know he could. Hear that, Mark Peace?
Put me on the spot.
Mark Peace, he just said, did you? I don't even know what he said.
Jaga could win this bout.
He could.
Keane's a favourite. Jaga could win it. What am I doing this for? Put these glasses down. I'm still getting used to wearing glasses.
Well deflected, Senator.
I need glasses to read now. It's terrible. Okay, enough of that one.
Well, I'm still waiting for you to pick a bloody winner, but we can move on if you want.
Okay, I'll call for a draw then. Judges, do not give a draw. The judges know my thoughts on that.
Well, we'll get a rematch.
Unless it's warranted, of course.
No. We'll get a rematch.
Draw and then a rematch. Yeah, okay. Spoken like a true promoter.
Think bigger.
Next bout. This is a really good one because I was impressed with this young man that came to Perth and fought on the Kalamunda show a couple of months ago against Manny. And Corey Bartlett from Adelaide. I commentated that bout, and the whole bout I was just excited how good this guy was, and taking nothing away from Manny. I love Manny as well. I reffed Manny back on the Ignition days when he first came out in his career. He's been around in WA Muay Thai for a long time, still trying to find his feet for his comeback bouts. He's in his comeback phase still. Your first year or so, still your comeback bouts, I reckon. Still filling out the WA Muay Thai. It's grown a lot since since he had his break. But Corey beat him well. And those step-up knees, Corey's a tall athlete, ripped, very strong. And I was just so impressed with his step-up knees, his kneeing in the clinch, very strong. He did such a great performance. I watched that and said to you afterwards, man, we've got to bring this guy to Perth. I actually sent Murray from Kalamunda Kickboxing a message this week to let him know that Corey's coming, just to say thank you, because if he wasn't on his show, I never would have seen that talent, live. So it's great that we can do that. We can see someone who's so good and he deserves his chance to come back for a massive bout versus Nelson Lackey from Monsters Inc. Nelson's had a little bit of a break, but he fought in Thailand earlier this year. I think he had a couple of fights. I don't think he's fought in Perth this year. Stand to be corrected. And Nelson also, he's not easy to match.
Well, no, he's about 9'6" as well.
Well, interestingly, they're the same body types.
Yeah.
I mean, Nelson's ripped as well. And when you think back, it'd be interesting to look at how many of Nelson's or Nelly's opponents have had the same physique, length, height, reach, muscular frame as what he's got, because they're almost identical.
Yeah.
Maybe Corey's not quite as muscular as Nelly, but probably a little bit taller.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any advantages?
What weight's this one? 60?
This is 67.
67.
67.
Yeah, I don't know how those boys
Big
make
boys.
67.
Well, obviously they walk around a lot higher, as we know, but they're just athletes. And like I said, I was very impressed with Corey. His record, I haven't got his amateur record, but his pro record is 6 wins and 2 losses, which is amazing. Nelson Lackey now is up around the 20 fight mark.
Yeah.
So with Corey's amateurs as well, he's the same. So this is a really close matchup, guys. And Corey will be pretty keen on coming back to Perth and having another big display. So I think there's big things for both these fighters. It'll be really interesting to see who takes the chocolates. But
where does Anelli go after this? So he's let's say he gets the win.
Yep.
What's the next step?
Well, the thing with Nelly, and I've had this chat with James, in fact, recently, last week, excuse me, or the week before. So Nelly got matched some really hard fights early in his career. I mean, I remember reffing him on Domination's 4-man show at Optus Stadium a few years ago, and it was Nelson Lackey, Duke.
Yeah, Duke was in there.
Roy Wills, and was it Jordan? Can't remember. There was one other.
Yeah.
And Lackey, he didn't win his matches, and I don't think he did, but he just had some tough fights. And, Roy Wills, Duke, it might have been someone else, but whoever it was still elite, if it wasn't Jordan, it was someone else a few years ago now. And, James put Nelson into that. And that was a very tough 4-man. And respectfully, he was never going to win that, or at least he wasn't the favourite, which is fair to say, I think. But he's had some tough fights. Has he fought Payak? Not sure. But he's always fought people with way more experience than him, right? In my experience, from what I've seen. So if he wins this bout, he has to be on that national level. I mean, Corey is great, and Perth people, you get to see Corey. But if Nelson Lackey wins this bout, already this is an interstate clash, right? There's not really anyone in WA, although there's probably people coming through the ranks now. Riddler's got a fantastic boy at 67 kilos. I think he's 6 wins, 1 loss. Couple bouts as a pro without pads. And if he keeps going on a winning streak and gets to 10, 11 fights with a great record, he could be the next one to challenge him. Who knows? Yeah. But Lackey's definitely national level, mate. And but so is Corey.
Yeah.
I don't know who would be in Adelaide for Corey. I don't know the Adelaide scene as well as Perth, obviously. But the fact that Corey's this fight and his previous bout are both in Perth shows you something, doesn't it? He's national level as well. So again, 5 by 3 rounds and 67 kilos. Great fight. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that one plays out. Next bout, we have got, again from Sway Muay Thai, we've got Sean Duff, coached by Carl Puglia. Sean Duff, 6 wins, 4 losses. He's tall and rangy, another great fighter. And he's against the tough, hard-hitting Josh Jackson from GTG, coached by Gavin Fuller and his coaching team there. Got a great coaching team down there at GTG. This bout, is 5 by 3 rounds, 73 kilos. So some bigger boys here. Joshua is built like a proverbial outhouse, brick outhouse. Young people know that saying. That's old.
Shit house, I think is what you.
Yeah, well, I say
you're going for.
I'm polite, but I'm probably showing my age by using that terminology.
Bleep that out.
But Sean Duff, long, rangy fighter, 6 wins, 4 losses, and Josh's record is 5 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. So 10 bouts each. Great matchup. Really excited for this one. We know what Sway's been bringing to the table. We know Joshua has got that, that tough mindset. Came from love at Muay Thai. So Josh has had some great coaches all around him for his career when he moved up from Albany, and now obviously at GTG. Don't ask me to pick a winner on this one. This is a tough bout. 10 bouts each. Tall, rangy, strong fighters. Great local pro bout.
Yep, fantastic.
Yep. Very good. Okay, we'll move on. We do have another female bout on the pro show, which is great. We have Imogen Evans, who's recently moved to The Athlete gym in the city there, coached by Chris Watts, and she's fighting Shell Reed from Mad Dog Gym. Shell Reed becoming a bit of a veteran, fought on Empire a few times now, fought quite a few times previously on MTGP. Imogen's record is 3 wins and 3 losses. So this is her first bout as a pro out of pads. Chris Watts got a lot of faith in her, obviously. Is liking what he's been seeing with her since she joined the gym. And Imogen's fighting Shell Reed. Shell's record, 2 wins, 11 losses, 13 bouts. Got to really hand it to Shell. She just keeps coming back for more. She's had some real close losses, and I feel for her, 2 wins, 11 losses, and still loves the sport, still coaching. She still puts her name down to me for every show she wants to fight on. So credit to you, Shell Reed, for showing up. And, I hope she gets what she wants out of it. To me, it makes no difference if she wins or loses, because her spirit of wanting to keep showing up, a lot of people would have quit by now. I think that's pretty good, don't you reckon?
Very good.
Okay. Right. And a big step up. And a big step up for Imogen. 3 wins, 3 losses. So tough fight for her as well.
Very tough fight. First fight, new gym, but Shell's tough. Do you know what I mean? She does come to fight. She's always competitive.
I don't think she's been stopped. She just fights hard, like a mad dog.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah.
All the way to the end.
But it's always interesting. New fighter, new gym. Do they follow the new plan, or do they revert back to the old one?
Yep.
Who knows? Yep. So it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, we actually talked about that on the last podcast. You made some really good points that when it gets really tough in that bout, does all the new game plan go out the window, and does the old habits come to light?
Yeah.
So, but 3 wins, 3 losses. She's done okay. It'd be interesting to see what kind of polish.
It's not 10 years after a new coach. You know what I mean?
True. Be interesting to see what kind of polish Chris Watts can add. And how she performs. Okay, we'll move right along. We have got from 3 Lions the next bout. Great to have 3 Lions back on the show. So we've got Dale Johnson from 3 Lions, coached by David McVicker. He's got 7 wins and 5 losses, so a bit of experience coming from Dale. And he's fighting Sue Dong Lee from Riddler's Gym, coached by Darren Reese, otherwise known as Jet.
Right.
Jet Li, for obvious reasons, a martial art actor. So Jet, he's got a record of 6 wins and 4 losses, and this is a 3x3 bout, and this is at 65 kilos. I don't know a lot about Dale. I obviously speak to coaches, look at their records. Seems like Sue Dong Lee's been around for years. 10 bouts, fair to say he probably has been, but just seems like he's had more than that. Bit of I won't quite call him a veteran of the scene, but certainly been around for quite a few years. Very skillful, has that nice left switch kick, which is the Riddler style. And then we know styles obviously make bouts, so this will be a really good one. 3 Lions Gym, great small gym down there in the Rockingham area. We know some of the champions that David McVicker has created, like Brony and of course Max. So very strong gym in his own right, and we know about Riddler's being a strong gym. So really good bout this one, mate.
Yeah, fantastic matchup.
Good one, yep. And 65 kilos, like I said. Right, so the next one, speaking of 3 Lions and Riddlers, these 2 gyms face off each other again for the next bout. We've got Ryan Smith from 3 Lions, fresh off his bout on Roots, probably a month or so, a bit longer than that now. Ryan's currently in Thailand.
I was going to say that. I think he's over in Thailand at the minute.
In camp. Not sure if he's got any fights. I hope he doesn't have any fights 30 days prior, Ryan. Be careful. But I know he's training very hard over there. And it's fair to say this is a hard fight, possibly a step up for Ryan, but a dangerous, very, very dangerous fight for Luke Discerny.
Yeah.
Luke's on a really good...
He's on a good run at the minute.
Good run at the moment, and he wants to keep that momentum. I really think Luke is close. Of course, he'd have to win this next bout. I think he's really close to that national level, and I think it'll come a time, and it'll probably be next year, where he's going to have to start facing some of the best fighters in his division.
Well, he's still a young lad, he'd probably fill out a little bit more as well. And
will he get bigger? Because he's stocky.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah. Luke's 19 fights. And how old is Luke now? Is he 19 or 20? I refed him plenty of times as a junior, so he's been around again a long time. 19 bouts. He's 14 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. So plenty of experience from Luke. And I think once he hit 20 bouts, gloves are off. It's it's national level for Luke. I really look forward to seeing where Luke's career takes him on that national level. Is there a national belt there for him at some point? I mean, there's a lot of hard fights for him over East. A lot of great fighters at that weight division. So it's not going to be easy for him. But you know, we'll have a chat to Daz and see what we can do for him next year.
Lovely kid too. I'll chat with his family.
His parents
on the
very
last
nice
show.
as well.
Yeah.
Wasn't Luke fighting Matt?
Yeah.
And you and his parents were talking just after or just before the fight or something.
Yeah. But that's Muay Thai, isn't it? Yeah, we're not
chat to his parents and
not throwing chairs like MMA.
No, definitely
or boxing.
Not. Flipping tables. And for Ryan, you know, Ryan's 10 fights himself, 7 wins, 3 losses. So less fights than Luke. But, you know, once you hit double figures, you got to fight whoever's good out there. There's no easy fights once you're in 10 fights, especially with a record of 7 wins and 3 losses. So, you know, a little bit of a step up for Ryan, I think, but a very dangerous bout for Luke. This is 5 rounds, 5x3 and 64 kilos. Really good, another really good local bout.
So is he fighting over in Thailand, or you're not sure?
I'm not sure.
All right.
Not sure. Yeah, so, not sure. I mean, he's over there training. So
stay away from the fights and the women.
Yeah. To his defence, he went to Thailand before we matched him.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So he may have intended to go over there and get a couple of fights out of the way. So, I mean, good on him if that's what he needs to do as far as his camp goes. That's great. I'm just saying I hope he doesn't get bloody injured and not to fight, hopefully 4 weeks before the bout with Luke, because it is a really big fight, a big stage, and
absolutely
we want to see both boys out there, you know,
at their peak,
at their best, at their peak. Yep. So great about that one. Another 5 rounder. We've got a few 5 rounders, Adam. We might start a bit earlier.
Well, we're running the bar this time, aren't we? So we're going to stretch this out.
6 bouts. We've got 6 bouts, 5x3s, and we have to be done by 10:30 at Claremont.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll have to look at those times because we've got 12 or 13 amateur bouts as well to get through. Okay, the next bout. From Albany, from Lovett Muay Thai Gym, coached by Rob Lovett, we have Tyrese Fernando. He's got a record of 5 wins and 5 losses, and he's fighting Andreas Rosales, again from Sway Muay Thai. Great to have multiple fighters from Sway on our pro card. Andreas, of course, coached by Carl Puglia, and Andreas is 5 wins, 6 losses. This bout is 3x3 rounds at 63.5 kilos, and this is a hard match to predict.
Yeah. I think he's been on our show before.
Both boys have, both boys. Tyrese.
Not sure about Tyrese.
I can't remember if he was on the November show. I'll tell you a funny story of Tyrese. Muay Thai Super Series October last year against Shaq Sali. Tyrese got a little bit of trouble against the ropes. Shaq had kind of jumped on me a little bit, and I was so intent on getting in there because I was reffing it to break it up that I had to get Shaq off him. It was an 8 count, and I jumped in without really break, wait a bit, and then jump in. But I just had to jump in to protect him, and I copped a beautiful over right hand from Tyrese, straight smack bang on my face. First time I've ever been hit by a fighter in almost 20 years.
Who applies the count in that situation?
My knees buckled. The commission had to ask me if I was okay. My knees, because I ran in to break it up and bang. Right. It's actually embarrassing, and you know, most referees wouldn't admit to it, but it's the first time it's happened to me, so you know, I don't care, but it happened. And
you gotta dive in there like some other
first.
Referees we've got across the country.
I've seen some shocking incidents where refs have been hit and it's their fault. In this case, it was my fault, but I'll take it. I'll wear it because my whole objective was to stop him from further damage. But yeah, I felt his right hand; it's bloody strong. So he's got some good hands on him. Andreas very skillful as well. But again, another 3x3 bout. So it'll be interesting to see who gets off the chain in the first round nice and quick. Only got 3 rounds to impress the judges.
I think he's shot around for a couple of gyms. It'll be good to see if he's settled with Carl now.
Yes,
Gonzalez.
Yes. I think he's been with Carl over a year now.
Okay. I think he was with Pon and then Legends potentially. I could be totally wrong here.
I can't remember Pon's, but he's definitely at Legends. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And then moved to, I think it was Legends. Then moved to Sway. I think it's been over a year, but again, I stand to be corrected. That's a great little local fight. Thank you very much to Tyrese and Rob for coming up from Albany. Another bout at 63.5 kilos, Adam. Starting to grow again, that weight division.
Yeah.
It was very strong in WA 8 years ago, strongest in Australia, and then it kind of took a bit of a dip, and we're just seeing 63.5 kilo division getting really strong again. Okay, a bit of a fan favourite, a bit of an Empire favourite, a bit of a Pursuit favourite, one of your coaches.
Yeah, Doctor's favourite.
Doctor's favourite for stitching up to 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, maybe not Doctor's favourite.
No, doctors don't like him.
No, doctors don't like him.
Matty Dizell, what a trooper Matt is. You know, I've said it before, say it again, biggest heart in WA out of any fighter. Matt Dizell from Pursuit Muay Thai, coached by yourself.
Brian's looking after him for this camp.
Yep, great. Okay, good on you, Brian. Back in Perth, looking after him. And he's fighting Anthony Vo from Riddler's Gym. coached by Daz, of course. And, you know, Anthony Vo, a little bit less fights than Matt. I reckon this is one of Anthony's biggest fights, to be honest. I reckon this is one of the bigger names, if you like, or one of the harder matchups he's had. This bout 3x3 rounds at 64 kilos. You know, Anthony's had a bit of a rest, a bit of a layoff. So this is really impressive of Anthony and Daz to take this bout. It is a 3x3 round, so we had to take that into consideration when matching it. I know Matt loves 5-rounders.
Diesel engine comes up.
Matt loves his 5-rounders, but we had to settle on 3x3 due to the break that Anthony's had, which is absolutely fair enough. And this is a dangerous fight for Matt, Adam. Sorry to say, any fight with Matt's a dangerous fight because of the way his style is, I suppose. And you know, Anthony Vo, he'll be coming out. You know, this would be a big scalp for Anthony, so he'll be having a great camp,
and then he'll be
trying the best.
He'll be obviously, I'm guessing, chief sparring partner for Luke, so they probably, I think they're up for it.
And Luke will be talking to him. He's probably, Luke's probably the best credential in WA right now to talk about Matt, having fought him twice in the last 12 months for one draw and for one win. Look, really interesting matchup. And, you know, we know styles make fights, and I sometimes think there's two Matt Dizels. There's the Matt that just bites his mouth guard and just goes choppo with the hands.
Yeah, that's his bipolar. He's got multiple personality.
But I've seen it work for him really well.
Yeah.
And I've seen him not work for him, wearing some elbows and getting cut.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is, look, Matt's development, you know, and the last handful of fights have been polar opposites to the first sort of 10 or 12, and some stuff that Brian's identifying and working with him at the moment just to close a couple of gaps up here. I'm pretty excited to see what, you know, he'll follow the plan.
Yes. Well, Matt versus Anthony Gilbert was a cracking fight.
And that's the frustrating thing, isn't it? Well, not frustrating, but Matt does all the right things. He's always in the gym. He's always healthy. He's always ready to go fight anybody. To come up just short with Gilbert, who's national champion. It's just, she's just a hair off the line. Do you know what I mean?
And when you look at fractions, that's just a fraction. And then you look at Anthony Vo, who's probably not in that same discussions as fighting Anthony Gilbert at this stage, which is why it makes it such a big fight.
Yeah, but definitely invest in stocks for the adrenaline.
Yes,
you know, because Vaseline, stocks will rise.
You don't need to practice attending the cuts with Matt. One thing about Matt, and I think I said this before on a podcast, was that we saw a beautiful kicking game from him. The first fight against Luke, which was a draw. It was a beautiful kicking game. He held back from those big flurry of hands and showed that he can kick it with another kicker in Luke and kick beautifully on both sides of the body. So we know Matt can do that. We know he's got hands. We know he can rush in and go crazy, and we know he's got good elbows as well. So just the blend would be really interesting.
Yeah, no.
Do you want to give away anything there, mate?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm trying to get something out of you here.
Nothing. No, tight lip. Top secret.
Won't talk about
secret
a game plan?
squirrel. No, definitely not.
Okay. All right, but a great matchup nevertheless. Really look forward to that one. And that was the last bout that we've covered for the 12 pro bouts. Don't think I've missed any. Just have a quick look. No, we haven't. So what do we do here? We've got Alex Roberts versus Ben as the main event. We've got Jaga versus Keane for the semi-main. We've got to work out the other ones, don't we?
Yeah.
Where we're going to place them. But some really good fights. 2 interstate bouts, one from Queensland, one from South Australia. And, of course, we're bringing out big Ben Mason. Wait till you see the size of Ben, folks. He's a big boy. He's going to come in at about 110 kilos, according to his coach. Of course, 95 kilos and above is open weight, for those that aren't sure. So it's not heavyweight with WMC. It's actually termed super heavyweight. I'm sure Alex will be around the 100, 105 mark, which he kind of normally is. He can go low if he wants to. But 105 to 110, I'll expect to see Ben at. And that's going to be the story of the show is the big heavyweights, Adam, amongst everything else we just discussed. So really looking forward to having big Alex Roberts back on the show. What else have you got?
Well, that's all I've got, I think.
All right, guys. Well, that's the pro card that we've covered off. We do have 12 amateur bouts, C-class amateur bouts, to kick off the card. So we'll get through those 12 before we hit the pros. We are back at Claremont Showgrounds. Just remember, it's a change of pavilion just for this one off. So we don't have access to the Webster Pavilion. We've got the bigger Centenary Pavilion on the other side of the showground. So please Make sure you check that before when you arrive at the venue. Next year we're back at the Webster, which we really loved back in June. Great crowd, great atmosphere, and holds the crowd in nicely, not too sparse. So we look forward to bringing you that, guys. Look out for all the announcements of our bouts coming up that we'll have as the posters, so you fighters and fans can share them and get the likes and the comments happening. But we'll see you November 15 for Empire Fight Series.